baseball, not always the best team wins, but you got to still go out there and get it done.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back out to the Ozark Mountain Sports Complex. We're here for the MSHSAA State Championships. We're going, just finished the first semifinal. Orchard Farm punched their ticket to the Class 4 State Championships. And I am joined here by one of the executive director of the Missouri High School Baseball Coaches Association, Bryan Harmon. Good to see you, Coach.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure, man. That's a crazy game.
Yeah, entertaining to watch. Probably very stressful to coach, but entertaining to watch.
Yeah, I think so. Do you know much about the Excelsior Springs team that's getting ready to play?
Not a lot.
I don't either.
I haven't seen them this year.
I just on paper, they look pretty formidable.
Yes.
We've seen players, we've talked, watching them from afar. We've had them in our top 5
Yes.
all season. But then Springfield Catholic goes out and puts a beat down on our number 1 team, Logan Rogersville.
Yes.
Were you surprised?
Very shocked. I actually wasn't at the game, but I opened up my game changer knowing they were starting late that night, and it was 9-0. And I thought, no, I've got the wrong team. And then I went back to it and said, oh, no, it's not 9-0. It's 12-0 now. So, yeah, I was shocked, very shocked.
I was.
Not that they beat them, but in the fashion that they beat them. It could have gone either way. But.
Right? Hey, upsets happen, and things like that. But, wow. So, kudos to Coach Spitz and his group.
Great job. Great job.
Yeah, absolutely. So, they're playing right behind us right now. And we just had, we're going to get some conversations. We had head coach Dan Petke and Drew Messi stop by. We talked to them. I think that's one of the hardest things, but I'll tell you what, it shows a lot of character after a loss to come over and chat. And it shows you the character of the group of high school coaches we have around here, doesn't it?
We have great coaches in Missouri. Last night my wife was asking how the first 2 days had gone. I said, games have gone fine, but it's all about the camaraderie I've got with these coaches. And some of them I know better than others, but it's always nice to touch base with them. I had talked to Coach Sugar from Orchard Farm many times over email or text and never in person, and got to meet him today, and it's just been a good experience.
He's one of the bright young coaches.
He is.
I know he played for Coach Hill at Zumwalt East, and then coached there under Coach Hill, and and here he is in his second season, bringing his team. A lot of talent on that squad, but as well as I do, you got to have the right person in charge there to bring all that together, don't you?
It's all about personalities, and a good leader can get them to mix in the right way.
Absolutely. Coach, we've got the All-Star Games. We'll just put it that way. We got the All-Star Games coming up a week from Saturday.
Yes.
It's June 13th. This year it's going to be at Rockbridge High School. We're going to be out there again, live streaming, looking forward to this event again this season and being part of it.
Yes.
Talk to us about this event. I think I've seen the rosters and I've seen some of the names, and man, if these are the names that are showing up, we're going to have some good baseball.
We're going to have some good baseball, high-level baseball. And the most fun part I see of this game is, and I've coached it at times, but kids that are from rival schools playing together, and by the end of the night, they're exchanging phone numbers. They're, hey, I'll follow you, I'll follow your progress, going on to play. And that's the fun part. And these kids, we always have good kids playing it, but we have a really strong group of kids, it looks like, this year from the rosters.
And I got an update earlier today from Coach Hicks. Brennan McLaughlin will be coming to play.
Yes.
In
Class 5 player of the year from last year.
Graydon Suferling will be there. Was it Cooper Callahan's going to be there, Class 6? I think that's huge, especially for Class, 5 and 6. Last year, I think Brody Elbrock, right?
Earlbeck.
Yep. Jeez, my brain.
From Staley, yeah.
Staley came, but some of the others were a little missing. This year, I looked at that and I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting.
A lot of the big name kids, yeah.
Was that a concerted effort?
We try really hard for that, and we understand, if they're already signed with their college team, sometimes those college coaches get them out to a summer league and things like that. But we try really hard to get the best of the best. And, not to say that you get past the top 20 in a class, you're still not getting great kids, but we just try to get the guys that we know have had great careers and come from great programs and can represent their program.
And that's, and I understand, people might say, well, but it is an all-star game.
It is, yeah.
Right? And that's the point of an all-star game. You are highlighting these kids. These are all-star careers.
Yes.
Right?
It's not just kids that had a good year this year. They've had a long distinguished careers, a lot of them.
Absolutely, because it is seniors only, folks.
Yeah.
These are seniors. And I think there's some names on here that we've seen that are scattered around. I think there's some Scott Kitty. I think there's
seems like there was
Scott
one or
City
two from
kids
there. Yeah.
coming, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah. And I saw I don't know if I saw Blair Oaks on there or not. I think Licking,
yeah. I know
definitely
they have at
saw,
least one.
and I think we saw some Duchenne.
Duchennes, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to see all those represented from Class 6 from the Final Four here, and I think that's huge.
That's great. It's nice to get those kids to get one more time to play ball in front of their family, even if they're going to play in college. Get to play one more high school game. We play 9-inning games, and we try to. Each pitcher will throw an inning. Different pitchers every inning. Occasionally, we'll get a guy go 2 innings, but we just try to showcase what we have and put the kids in the best possible situation where they can be seen.
This year, the venue moved from Southern Boone to Rockbridge, and I'll tell you, no offense to Coach Ash, I like Southern Boone, but that Rockbridge venue, it's really nice.
It's a really nice place. I've been to a few games there. Southern Boone's doing some renovations on theirs, and so Rockbridge was gracious enough to stay. Well, Coach Tao on his way out said, "Yeah, we'll do it," and then he let Coach Bazat know, "Hey, you're doing this next year." But Bazat's been great. He's been great to work with us, and we're just, we come up and we honor these kids. We introduce every kid. Every kid gets to be seen. We sell T-shirts, we sell hats, and kids go home with get to keep their jersey, and it's just something that's a special memory for these kids, and one more time for their coaches to get to coach them sometimes.
Yeah.
I had that opportunity a few times.
Another bright young head coach, as you said, Coach Dow out, Coach Bazat in.
Yes.
Did a great job with that team again this year. There are a lot of young coaches in this state that it's really good quality.
It is. We've kind of gone through a wave where a lot of the old guys like me are retiring and getting out. So we get that new wave of coaches. And a lot of those coaches come from the tree of our past coaches. But then some of them, you haven't heard of them. They come out of nowhere and they just do a great job. And it's great for the game in Missouri.
See, another one here we're going to see today, later today, Duchenne, Mike Hollander.
Oh, great young coach.
Oh, man. He's done a great job with that program. You got now Chris Ebright. He's coming back from college.
Yes.
I think that's an amazing one. You look at the differences here and some of this stuff, but Coach Ebright's coming back from college into high school coaching, which I think is
it just shows you how much fun it is to coach at the high school level as well. So you get guys that'll come back and want to give it one more shot, and it's just when I saw his name as the new coach, I was just excited to have that that addition to our coaching brotherhood in the state.
And it shows you a lot, folks, because Coach D'Amelia, who was at Blair Oaks, he took the Missouri Valley college job. NAI school, one of the better programs around, too. So he's up there doing well with that program. And so it shows you the quality of high school coaching we have in the state.
Yes.
And Licking, of course, I think Coach Antle was it a couple of years ago he retired?
This is his third year out, I believe. Or third. Yeah, he was 1 year behind me, and this is my fourth year out. So, his third year out.
And so there's a young coach there at Licking. He's got the team back
here. Does a great job.
I think it's really – and Coach Spitz, we've he's been there a few years, more than probably a few years, been around a while. But there's some big-time coaches going out this year. Two of them we're going to get to see here in the Willard Tigers head coach
McGee,
Scott McGee is on his way. This is his last season. And then you have Coach Ben Bear, from Blue Spring South. That's huge. Those are two Hall of Fame guys.
Yes, and top-notch guys. I mean, just Coach Bear went in the Hall of Fame this year. Coach McGee's going in next year. And they're just, you have your Hall of Famers and you have your no-doubter Hall of Famers, and they're both those. They're both no-doubters. It's just, it's great to honor coaches like that. And Coach McGee's going to be replaced by his assistant, Trevor Bowling, and great young coach in his own, and he's going to take that program and just continue what they've been doing. And Coach Bear, I haven't heard who the replacement for sure is. I know Coach Callahan would be a great one, and that's just my opinion. I don't know if he's even interested, but it's just a great place to be.
I know, and I'm sure the folks, I know it's up to the athletic director and the board and all that stuff, but I know I'm sure Coach Bear has put in his
yes.
10. Well, actually, it's probably $1 worth.
Probably at least, yeah. Yeah, and he's willing to give that advice if you ask for it, or even if you don't sometimes. But that's what's great about.
Oh no,
these guys.
Man, that's all right. Well, we're always fighting the elements around here.
Yeah, last year we were cold and rain when I was in here, and now we're windy. I'll take this any day over that.
Yeah, exactly. We always got at least one element to overcome.
That's right.
As long as we're not soaking wet and looking like drowned rats, I'm okay.
That's exactly right.
So, but we're looking forward to it, Coach. And you're down here every year working with MSHSAA in the state championships. What's your role and what does that mean for you?
Terry Casper and I, retired from Francis Howe, preceded Coach Perkins. We are, I think they call us the tournament manager. I don't know. I'm not sure even the name of it. I just know, hey, you're going to be there this year, they say. But we check the teams in when they arrive. We take them through the procedures, and everything's strictly timed here. So we tell them, this is when you can do this, and here's the batting cages you get to use. This which dugout you're in. We'll do the coin toss, exchange lineups, and we just try to be that person that if someone from the press box is needing something, we can be that go-between where the coach isn't running ragged and having to do things. So we do that for them, and just try to. And I'll reach out to retired coaches in the area, kind of assign them to teams to walk them on the field and be there as a liaison as well.
That's awesome. It helps. That relationship between MSHSAA and the Coaches Association,
it's been good.
It's big, isn't it?
Yes, it's huge. The last few years, I'm not a member of the MSHSAA Advisory Board, but they invite me to the meetings every year to sit in and give my input and listen in. I'm not a voting member, but I can at least give input. And Daryl Bradley, that's in charge of baseball at MSHSAA, he's just great. He's actually from my area, so we knew each other before. But he and I talked for a long time last night just about the procedures and everything and things coming on the horizon. And it's good to be working together instead of feeling like we're butting heads with each other, which is a great thing.
We're going to be talking with Daryl Bradley tomorrow morning. You don't want to miss it. I always love the conversations with Daryl Bradley. We started covering the state championships here in 2021. We were still figuring everything out ourselves, and came down. And I remember, boy, it was tough. They had a tough one, and
they had weather all week that week.
Yeah, that Saturday we left the ballpark like at 1:45.
Yeah, yes.
It was crazy, and but Daryl stepped in from there the next year. Or no, it was Doug Fessler.
Fessler did a couple years.
He did that, and Doug did a great job the next year. I think he was there again.
Yes.
And then it's been Bradley's. And every year since 21, it's gotten just better,
it's better
and better and better.
Yes.
And credit to those two gentlemen.
Yes, they do, and all the people that work under them. They're executive secretaries, and they're all the time emails throughout the year. This is what we got going on. And it's just, that office is just a great place. It's people see it as an authority figure or something like that. They're not. They're our partners.
There you go, Coach. We'll see you in about a week and a half.
Yeah, looking forward to it. We're glad you guys come over and cover that game. It went well last year. Heard from a lot of people that couldn't make it to the game that were able to watch and go back and watch. And doing our Hall of Fame ceremony this year, I've had a lot of people. And every newsletter I've sent out since then, I just include that video in it because it's just important to us.
That's awesome.
That gets out there.
That was so much fun. And listen to these gentlemen, and it's for us, being part of baseball around the state and whatnot, and getting to see these gentlemen in that space.
Yes.
I think that's fantastic. And I think more people need to see that because, with youth sports, as you know, there's so much stuff that just kind of goes unsaid. And people get upset about things and this and that. And seeing these people just, as parents and teachers and just a person.
Yes.
Understanding that they were there just because, they wanted to do something for those kids.
And we walk away with so many good relationships with kids and in turn parents down the road as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're looking forward to it. Appreciate you taking the time coming over. And
thanks for having us. We're always glad to do it.
Absolutely. Bryan Harmon, folks, he is the executive director of the Missouri High School Baseball Coaches Association and one of the good guys.
Thank you.